Hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is MMA fighter Joseph Holmes. Joseph, thank you so much for accepting the interview. What can you say for the introduction? Which titles did you win? When did you start training? How's your career going on?
Yeah, my career is going pretty good right now. I took one of the necessary steps I needed. I definitely needed a big fight to end this year off so I can, just try and have like 2 or 3 more fights start in the next year and go towards the UFC by the end of next year. So right now my career is in one of the best spots it's ever been in.
That's outstanding. So, when did you start with MMA? Was it maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Yeah, I started MMA in like 2014, so I think that was about 7 or so years now.
Which is your first martial art?
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Uh,
I was
Jiu-Jitsu?
training everything. I was training jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, but I competed in jiu-jitsu first.
Excellent, really excellent. So, who is coaching now? Who are your sparring partners?
SFS MMA is still my home gym. I'm over there with Anthony Sang and my team. Here soon I'm moving to Houston, where I'll be training with Coach Sal, Tito Ortiz's old coach. So I'm really excited about that as well.
That is outstanding, really, really outstanding. What can you say about your nickname?
Ugly Man Joe. It is just a catchy description of myself. I mean, sure, some people will say I'm not ugly, but, some people would think that I am. So at the end of the day, it's just something me and a group of my closest friends came up with. That's just expressing how we feel about ourselves and each other, but in not a negative way. Ugly isn't like directed as negativity. It's more so like an expression.
Very entertaining nickname, got to say. What can you say about your first amateur fight? First amateur MMA fight?
I was real nervous. I mean, going into it, obviously, but very soon after starting that fight, I noticed I was like way ahead of where I should be at the time. My opponent was supposed to be like a black belt and like an adult. I was like 19. He was like 30. And he ended up quitting, man. We went a hard first round, and then he didn't even want to get back in after the first round. So I was shocked. It was a weird experience.
You had pretty decent amateur career. Who was the toughest amateur opponent you've faced?
I guess it'd be between two guys. One guy, Alex Aguilar, he was pretty tough just because I hit him with some really hard shots, and he would just got up. I almost finished him in the second with a knee to the body, and he just ate it and kept going and saved by the bell. But I also fought this guy Douglas, who was a black belt in judo. I think it was my fourth or fifth fight, and he threw me at least once every round over his back with the judo throw, and but I still beat him. So one of those guys, Douglas or Alex Aguilar for sure.
What can you say about your professional debut? It was a higher league and stakes were higher. And how did you feel?
I felt almost like starstruck by myself. I remember meeting all of these celebrities. I remember meeting Big John McCarthy, as well as a bunch of other people I look up to, and I was just so shocked in that fight. I was like, wow, I can't believe Dean Thomas is coaching against me. I can't believe Duke Rufus is over there. And the guy I fought, he was a world-class wrestler. So it was not a good time for me to be distracted by myself. But it was definitely the loss I needed. That was the only loss I had. And since then, I've been on a tear.
Dean Thomas was my guest, really, really amazing person. And he is like, he is very much showing respect to everybody. That's something that shocked me about him.
Yeah.
What can you say about your next fight? You bounced back with the win. You bounced back into the winning column.
Well, we don't have a next fight set just yet, but LFA was pretty excited to tell me they want me back in February. Like I said before, I'm moving to Houston, so my coach out there has connections with Fury, Um, so I'm just going to take this next month to get settled in during this move. And we're going to hopefully have contracts already waiting for us by the end of January so that we can accept something ASAP.
How did you defeat Conor Oliveira? That was your second fight.
Yes, Conor Oliveira, I beat him by rear naked choke in the second round. Yeah, I almost had him in the first. I remember in the first I had just figured out where he was weak in his grappling because he was a pretty solid grappler. So in the second round, I attacked it again, and I ended up finishing the choke.
The Tyler Jones victory, was it a hard fight for you?
Tyler, uh, Tyler Jones, my last fight.
Number three, third fight.
Oh no, that was a pretty easy fight. My last two fights, this past one and that one, I kind of already knew the outcome of them both just because of who I've trained with, like who I've fought against, and yeah, neither one of them I expected to get out of the first round. I didn't expect it to be that quick, but I definitely didn't expect that to leave the first round.
About your LFA match, it was LFA debut. Many people say that LFA is a big step up in everybody's career. So, what do you think about this? I mean, this is promotion that gave many UFC names. What do you think about it? You said you plan to extend the LFA contract and so, but about the promotion, what can you say?
The promotion's good. They definitely have a good way of making it real business-like. So that wasn't really much of an issue. I wouldn't say that LFA is the best behind UFC because, I mean, I've already fought for Bellator. But LFA is a great organization. Their media is some of the best around. So all the content that I have from this fight is going to be great for my YouTube channel and all of my social media networks. But yeah, I mean, I've already fought for a giant stage, so it wasn't very different fighting for LFA. It seemed a lot more practice-like. I was a lot more comfortable leading up to the fight, just like, okay, this ain't a lot of pressure, But yeah, they do put a lot of people in the UFC, so I'm excited about the right people seeing that highlight from my last fight for sure.
Would you like to add something, maybe to greet someone, maybe to mention someone, maybe to say thanks to someone?
Yeah, man, I have a bunch of sponsors that helped me out for this last fight. I definitely want to show support to. So Modern Image, thank you guys for keeping me fresh the entire time, and my hair was on point for this fight, as well as Charlie with Shape Tech. He's been there for me since the very beginning, so I appreciate everything you've done. Malone and Associates, you're my day one over everyone, so you already know where the love stands. My mom and girlfriend, y'all helped me out big time during this really tough weight cut, which 185 isn't that bad, but I had a really short notice for this fight still. So I wasn't prepared, and 185 was a little tough. And Madison and my mom were definitely there for me. My gym, SFS MMA, I appreciate you always and all my teammates who helped me out, especially my teammate Jared Ingram. I actually practiced that knee that I landed to win the fight on him the same week of the fight. So I really appreciate him being there for me. And yeah, man, just everyone who supported me. I had a lot of support for this fight. And I appreciate you, man, for having me on a lot.
Thank you so much for this. I will put the video to creation now. In maybe 2-3 hours, you can expect it. And thank you. I hope to see you in the UFC in the years to come.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, I will be. Make sure that you get me on here again when I am so we can look back and laugh.
Absolutely. Just message me and you can get the chance to speak whenever you want.
Thanks so much, brother. I really appreciate you.
All right. Goodbye.